Hi everyone, I'm trainer Amy Jo with Athlean-XX for Women, and today we're going to talk about how to grow your booty without growing your legs. I know you're all interested. I've got some great tips, so join me. So, how to grow the booty without growing the legs. Number one, genetics rule, right? So number one, most of you probably watching this video right now basically are saying, I have bigger quads and bigger hamstrings than I do glutes. So we all know that by, you can get a shapely round butt. We can. And there's ways to do that, and that's through heavy lifting. But genetics are basically gonna rule what areas you're gonna have more dominant than others. So one of the first things that you have to agree with is that when you're doing a lot of the exercises such as squats and lunges, you can't do those without using your hamstring and your quad. So as you're performing those big, large exercises that train all the glutes, and it's gonna hit the quad and the hamstring. So your anatomy lesson, right, is that glutes are the power that when you get a deep enough stretch, that's what's going to work. But also you have to have enough weight there to do that. But if you're using your quads and your hamstring and you're more dominant in that area because of your genetics, well, those are just gonna get stronger. So your legs are just gonna continue to grow. So as you're increasing weight in your squats, let's say you're increasing weight in your lunges, but your quad and hamstring dominant, well, guess what? Those are just going to continue to grow. So you might want to start investing in exercises that are not going to train as much, a higher percentage of the hamstring and the quad, and train the glutes more. So focusing on exercises that remove as best as we can the hamstring and the quad are what you want to focus on. So I'm going to show you a few of those. And also, just as a reminder, is that you're not going to gain muscle mass if you're not getting stronger. So if you're going to do these exercises and try to research other ones that rule out the hamstring and the quads as much as possible, if you're not pushing the weight every single time and getting stronger with your glute exercises, your glutes won't grow at the rate that you want. And everybody wants to squeeze as much as we can out of every workout, right? So if that's your goal, then your exercises and your style of training need to point that direction. So number one of the exercises is elevated hip raises. So this is a little different than a regular hip thrust, is that your feet are on the bench and your upper body is on the bench. So this is one where you definitely want to get a big stretch. Okay, hand position open, neck is up, head is lifted, booty stretches down, and then you're up and squeezing. Okay, so big stretch down. This is one that rules out as much as we can the hamstrings and the glutes, or hamstrings and the quads. This engages the glutes, forces them to work more than the hamstrings and the quadriceps. Good. You can actually add weight to these. You can throw a band over them as well. But I would do about 10 to 15, squeezing at the top, big lowering at the bottom, pushing through the heels. Great. So there is an elevated hip raise. So that's one exercise that you can do that can really focus on the glutes. But you want to focus on, obviously, increasing your weight there. So that's why you can put a plate on you, you can add bands, resistant bands. The next one is a kettlebell swing. Okay, this one, you want to make sure that when you come up, you're contracting the glutes forward. Okay, so when you swing down, squeeze and push your hips forward, push them forward so the glutes can contract and have more control over that power. So that's the finish of the exercise. So we're going to do 10, squeeze forward, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great. So throwing your hips forward really engages the glutes and makes sure that you're focusing on that squeeze right at the end. Make sure you're using the glutes more. Okay, and then another exercise here is deadlifts, but there's different style of deadlifts. Okay, there's a Romanian deadlift, a single leg deadlift, an American deadlift, and a few others. I'm going to show you an American deadlift, which is once again taking out the hamstrings. So when you do a Romanian deadlift, okay, your knees are slightly bent, hips hinge, and then you're leaving your knees slightly bent at the top, and also you have a small arch in your low back, even when you finish. So on your stretch, you're coming down. When you come up, you're squeezing mainly the hamstrings. So Romanian deadlifts are definitely more of a hamstring exercise than they are a glute exercise. So if you've been doing those and you've been getting stronger at them, good for you, your hamstrings are just growing. So maybe switch to American deadlifts, okay? So these ones are coming up, and then I'm gonna squeeze and push my hips forward rather than keeping that posterior delt. And up, squeeze forward, and down. Pull up, squeeze. So you wanna squeeze your butt cheeks together at the top, and you're definitely gonna feel it way more in your glutes. Okay, I'm doing these with dumbbells. You can do them with a kettlebell, a barbell, on the Smith machine. A lot of different ways to do the American deadlift. But when you come up, shove the hips forward, squeeze. All right, once again, on the American deadlift, make sure that you are lifting heavy enough weight. The stronger you get, makes muscle mass grow. So if you're getting stronger, you're definitely adding muscle mass. So really research and look at exercises that help move the hip. Even abduction helps remove the hamstring and the quadriceps as well. So even abductors out to the side is something that you could add to this circuit as well. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully that helps you guys, give you some tips. Comment below, check out Athlean-XX for women. They have great programs that can help you get the body that you're after. Thanks for joining me. I'm Amy Jo. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.